What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, and we're here today to preview the show that will be going down this Saturday. As Halloween is 1 week from tomorrow. Well, this Saturday, it's Halloween Havoc for the NXT Superstars. And we got all these things going down. So, let's talk about it. Let's go over it, and let me tell you all the matches that we'll be watching go down. We got Zarya replacing Soruka to defend the North American title against Blake Monroe. We got Ethan Page taking on Dr. Wagner Jr. for the North American title. We got a tag team match between Leon Slater and Mr. Javon Evans as they take on Mr. Iguana and Psycho, or not Psycho Clown. I forgot who the other guy was. Hold on, guys. We always get a phone call. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, I'm on a show, so what's up?
Oh, I just wanted to see if you heard anything.
Nope. What a
Okay.
surprise.
All right.
Love my life.
Love you.
Bye. Hate it.
Bye.
I'm done. Well, we got that. We got the Hardy Boys taking on Dark State. We got Tatum Paxley and JC Jane for the NXT North America Women's Championship. And then we also have Ricky Saints taking on Trick Williams. And those are all the matches that we got going down this weekend at Halloween Havoc. We will be live for the show on Saturday. But let's not waste any time and let's get into it and let's start previewing the matches. And the first one we're going to start off with is Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner Jr. It is, as I said, for the North American title. We've seen these two obviously feud back and forth since they've had their joint thing and joint stuff with AAA. And, you know, I think it's really good to see stuff like this happen just because then you keep people involved and keep people trying to watch AAA, because I know that there's a lot of people that don't watch AAA and it's just a lot for them to watch and everything else like that. So it's just really interesting and nice to see them actually try to keep them relevant. And we have two matches that include AAA people. But this one, Dr. Wagner and Ethan Page, it should be a good one. But either way, and no matter how it's all said and done, I just do not see Ethan Page losing the North American title anytime soon. He does have the custom briefcase, as, you know, he created himself and everything. But I just don't see Dr. Wagner winning. And if he does, then, you know, hey, I'll say I was wrong. But Dr. Wagner, Ethan Page will be a good match. I'll say it's about, I know how J-Dog likes for me to give my match times. I'll say it's about 11 minutes. I'll say they go out there and have a good showing. But in the end, Ethan Page walks out your winner, and he is still your North American champion. We have a match between two women, and we have Miss Sol Ruka not being able to defend her title. So that means Zarya, the champion, aka kind of, not really, but Zarya, the champion, will take on Blake Monroe for the NXT North American title. And I think this is Blake Monroe's time. We've seen Sol Ruka. We obviously don't know how serious her injury is and everything else like that. What's up, Eric? How you doing? We will read your comments, guys. Leave all your comments, your questions, your concerns in the chat, and we will get to them after we talk about all the matches. I truly don't know how long the preview show will be because obviously it just depends on how many questions and how much we can talk about each match. But this one, like I said, Sol Ruka obviously injured. Sadly, it's a lot serious of an injury than we thought it was going to be, at least. You know, I didn't know how bad it was really going to be. I don't think any of us did. But, you know, I do think they have been kind of teasing and kind of telling the story of Zarya turning on Sol Ruka anyway. And I think this is another way for them to kind of feed into that, depending on how long Sol Ruka is out for, because Sol Ruka is not able to defend the title. But do I think Zarya is going to win the title and keep the title? I don't, because if Sol Ruka is out for a while, we've seen the momentum and we've seen how much people love herself, Miss the Glamour, Miss Blake Monroe. And I think it's time for her to have a title. I talked about it on the last show. I think it was No Mercy we talked about for NXT for a preview show. And I said I think by the end of the year, Blake Monroe would have a championship. And here it is, her chance to do that thing. So that is why I'm going to say that Blake Monroe wins and defeats Zarya. And maybe Sol has something to do with it. Maybe Sol comes out and is a part of the match. I don't know. But it should be an interesting match. It's going to be a good match. Two women going to go out there and destroy it, I think. And, maybe it might be too early to give the title to Blake, but I think you just give her the rocket ship and just shoot her to the moon and see what happens. And, hey, let's see Blake and Soul down the road when Soul gets better and Soul could have a rematch then. And then Zarya and Soul could go at it, figure it out. But Blake Monroe walking out your NXT champion. Or NXT North American champion, I should say. Not NXT champion. Because Eric says, speaking of NXT women's champion, you know how I feel about Tatum, but I don't see any reason for her to win yet. Maybe she wins the Deadline special match, the Iron Survivor match, and wins at New Year's Evil. Eric, that is a good point. And, I don't know how long they're going to keep the title on JC Jane. They've obviously just got rid of Jasmine Nix. They added Lainey Reed to the faction with Fallon Henley. And, they're just continuing that. And I don't know. You guys know how much I love myself some Tatum Paxley. We've been watching Tatum since she was in the beginning stages of NXT when she really didn't have a character and she really wasn't doing anything and she was kind of like a jobber. And it's so cool to see. And as I say on every NXT preview show, every NXT show we talk about, I love watching the rise and the falls and not the falls. I love watching the rises of these superstars and watching these women go out there and anybody, honestly, from NXT going from being a jobber to being a mid-carder to being in the world title picture. So, listen, we'll talk about that match in a little bit, but Tatum, don't count her out just yet, especially if she has the help of the Culling and Izzy Dane. I mean, I don't see how she couldn't win, right? But before we get to that match, let's talk about the other tag team match we got going down this week I guess the only other tag team match, right? Am I missing a match? Oh, I am missing a match. We have 2 tag team matches, actually. So let's talk about the one tag team match that I am missing a picture. I was like, wait, I'm missing a picture, aren't I? But yes, I am. So let's talk about the other tag team match that will be going down. Before we talk about the important tag team match, it is, and again, not saying this match isn't important, but it is including 2 other AAA superstars. And this match was made official this past Tuesday night on NXT. It will be Leon Slater and Mr. Javon Evans as they take out Mr. Iguana and I said Psycho Clown. It is La Parca, my bad. La Parca and Mr. Iguana made their appearance and made their sights set and known on Tuesday that they want to come after the X Division champion and the OG. Well, this match is going to be exciting. I'm excited for it. I think these guys can go out there and put on a really good match. I think this will definitely be a match that could be after like a title match, maybe like the second or third match of the night. I feel like it's going to be in the middle in between there, and we're going to have to see how it plays out and how well these guys go out there and do. Obviously, it's not going to be the most perfect match of all time. We obviously have seen a lot of sloppy, but again, we also have to remember NXT is still the developmental brand, and everybody is still learning how to do their things and what's the word? Master their craft. There we go. Master their craft. So, listen, they're going to go out there, they're going to put on a good match. But in the end, Leon Slater and the OG, Mr. Javon Evans, going to walk out your winners. And I'm going to say a bold prediction for this match. I'm going to say Javon Evans turns on Leon Slater. And maybe we see a little OG heel run by Javon Evans. And then he goes after that X Division championship. Obviously, I mean, you can't. I feel like a lot of people can't hate Javon Evans. And maybe even Leon Slater turns on Javon Evans. But I think either way, we're going to lead up to another match between Javon and Leon Slater eventually. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, Javon Evans walks out eventually your X Division champion. We'll have to see how that one goes, though. But that is the first tag team match. Now let's talk about the other tag team match. And this one I'm excited for because you guys know how I feel about these two. They are the greatest tag team of all time. They are NXT and TNA champions. They are Matt and Chef, the Hardy Boys, as they take on 2 members of Dark State. And it's not just a regular tag team match. It's the Day of the Dead match. The Day of the Dead match is for Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner. So, speaking of that match, before we actually get to this match and before we get to the Broken Rules match, Dr. Wagner and Ethan Page, I completely forgot that it had a stipulation added on Tuesday. That going to be added to it, I think it's going to be it's going to be an even better match. I'm not going to change my pick, but I did want to go back to that I did see that there is that stipulation for that. But Dr. Wagner and Ethan Page could do a lot of crazy things in that match. And if you don't know what a Day of the Dead match, it pretty much is just like a no DQ. And they'll probably just have a lot of Halloween-inspired weapons like pumpkins, kendo sticks that are orange, stuff like that, Halloween-inspired stuff. But let's talk about the Broken Rules match. Is how I got really excited for that. I'm sorry, I just had to. I love my Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, though, taking on Dark State in a Broken Rules match. And if you don't know what a Broken Rules match is, go back and watch a couple of the other Broken Rules matches that they've had in. I think they had them in TNA. I think they did one in AEW, right? But they are really interesting. I think it's going to be more like cinematic, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it'll just be live from the Hardy compound. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. They're probably going to do the Lake of Reincarnation as we saw this past Tuesday. We saw Woken Matt Hardy delete. And then we saw the one and only oh my God, why is Jeff's alter ego blanking right now? Willow. There we go. Willow. We saw Willow and Broken Matt this past Tuesday on NXT. And they're ready. They're ready to defend those titles. And they're ready to go all the way out. So we could see a little Lake of Reincarnation. We could see the Hardy Kids get involved. Maybe Reba. Maybe Senor. Oh my God. Why am I blanking on these guys? Senor. It's Reba's dad. I just can't remember I can't remember what. Senor. Hold on. Let's figure this out. Matt Hardy's, would that be father-in-law, right? Senor Benjamin. There we go. Senor Benjamin will get involved. We'll see all the Hardy Kids. And it'll be a good match. And that is why, in the end, do you guys think there's any way in hell Dark State is walking out the winners? Hell no. Dark State going to lose. Hardy Boy's going to win. Maybe a swanton bomb off of Jeff's garage or Matt's garage or wherever they filmed the match. Crazy thing is going to go down. Matt and Jeff still doing it. You love to see it. It's the year 2025, and Matt and Jeff are going to still walk out two belt champs or double champs. There we go, double champs. Matt and Jeff still your TNA and NXT tag team champions. But remember, this match is, if I am not mistaken, it is for only the NXT tag team champions. So even if the Hardy Boys do lose, they still will have the TNA champions. But that's not going to happen because they're going to win. And they're going to take out Dark State. And it's going to be a good old time. And we're going to party like it's 1999. But now, let's get to another championship match. And this one is going to be a good one. Eric was talking about it in the chat. Thank you, Eric. Senor Benjamin. There we go. All these names are blanking on me right now. But let's talk about it. And let's get to it. And no, I'm not talking about that match just yet. Let's talk about the one that Eric was talking about a little bit ago. It is the one and only Miss Tatum Paxley as she gets her opportunity against JC Jane of Fatal Influence. We have seen JC Jane defend the title match after match, show after show, opponent after opponent. Everybody's trying to step up. And JC Jane keeps knocking them down. Well, it's Tatum's time. And she's going to have her opportunity to go out there and get her championship. That she, Tatum's been here for a while, as we talked about. She started off as kind of this like jobber character. Really didn't know what she did. Didn't really have a character. Just came out there, did it, did the things and did all the things and all this and that. But since she kind of turned into this dark, creepy character, and kind of like when she had the stuff going on with Lyra, and then she had Gigi and Chauncey, and then she had Izzy, and she's just losing all of her friends. She's playing with dolls, and it's great to see. I love it. Tatum Paxley, though, finally getting the opportunity to go up against JC Jane. We obviously know a Fatal Influence. They have Lainey Reed now involved with them since they got rid of Jasmine Nix, and you know damn well that we're going to see Fallon and Lainey out there in the match. I'm sure Izzy will be out there, and who knows, maybe somebody else could maybe even the odds to make it a 3-on-3 and to make sure that Tatum has a little bit more help other than Shawn Spears and Nico. But, I really want to say Tatum Paxley's going to win this match. I really, really do. Because I think it'd be a moment that everybody would not forget. Everybody wants Tatum to win. JC has had a good run. She has done her thing. We've talked about it. I've given her kudos where kudos are due. But I would love to see somebody like Tatum go out there and win the title and have an opportunity to see what she can do with it as we get to the end of the year, New Year's Revolution. We get to WrestleMania season again. We get to stand and deliver. I think Tatum Paxley could do it. But I just don't think it's going to happen yet. And that is why I'm going to say JC Jane's going to win. JC Jane's going to walk out. Still your NXT champion. She'll probably have some help from Laney. Probably some help from Fallon. Who knows? Maybe they'll add somebody else there. And on the show. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll add somebody else in the faction. We don't know. But either way, should be a good match. I think Tatum will put on a good performance. I will say this match is about probably 15 minutes. The other matches, too, I know I didn't give my times on them real quick. I'll say this match is about a good 20 minutes. I'll say about a good 13 minutes for this one. The other tag team match between Leon Slater, Javon Evans, Mr. Iguana, and La Parka, I'll say about a good, 9 minutes for that one. And then for this one, like I said, about 15 minutes. And in the end, JC Jane going to walk out still your NXT Women's Champion. And I don't know who's going to beat her, especially if Blake Monroe does win the NXT North American Championship. I thought Blake would be the one to defeat JC, but I don't know who's going to beat JC. Maybe it's Fallon. Maybe it's Laney. Maybe somebody finally turns on JC. I don't know. But in this case, we will also have to see, usually at Halloween Havoc, they have a little spin the wheel, make the deal matches. And if I'm kind of hoping that this is one of them. So we'll have to see if there is a stipulation added to it. But either way, I'm going to say JC Jane walks out and takes the dub and stays your NXT Women's Champion. I keep saying North American and I get confused. Leave me alone. But now, after we've been chatting and talking, rambling for 17 minutes, it is main event time here on the channel and on the Halloween Havoc preview show. Because we got one more match to talk about, and that is for the NXT Championship. It is our guy, Trick Williams. We're going to whoop that Trick as he lost his TNA Championship at Bound for Glory. But now he wants that NXT Championship back. And he will have to take on the champ himself, Mr. Ricky Saints. He is absolute. He's been doing it. He's been killing it. He's been running wild all over the NXT division. And Ricky Saints, you love to see it. Also, speaking of Ricky Saints, and I don't know if you guys did watch last week's episode of NXT Night Shift, they had NXT Najee on the show, and Najee's last show was this past Tuesday of the go-home show for Halloween Havoc, and Ricky Saints was such a cool dude after the show, went up to him, shook his hand, made a couple comments, everybody shouted Najee. It was just a really cool moment. So, Ricky Saints, you're a cool dude for that. That was just awesome to see. And Najee, we know damn well you'll be at way more, and you'll be at a lot of shows when they do go to Las Vegas. And hey, maybe you'll go to WrestleMania this year. I don't know. But Ricky Saints, Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. So I just wanted to say that because I just think it's so cool when superstars take the moment to go out there and show the fans that they see them, they appreciate them showing up and stuff like that. So just really cool. Ricky Saints, though, Trick Williams, I feel like we talk about this match over and over and over again. It's like when Roman Reigns says it's missionary position over and over and over again. I really hope this is the last match between them. And as I said, for Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal, this is a match that needs that Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. So I'm hoping that we get a stipulation, maybe a stretcher match, a casket match, freaking no DQ match. I don't even care. I think every match should be a stipulation match, in my opinion, in Halloween Havoc. But that's just me. Now, if either way, if it is or it isn't, they will still go out there for a good, probably 35 minutes. I'm sorry. Before I freaking get the hiccups again. I'm going to say they go out there for a good 25 minutes. We see a lot of shenanigans. We see Trick Williams play the crowd. We see Ricky Saints play the crowd. We see a lot. We probably maybe see somebody get involved. Maybe somebody from TNA. Maybe Mike Santana gets involved and says, "You know what? Fuck you, Trick. You don't get you don't get the TNA title, and you don't get the NXT championship." Well, I think there's a lot of things that could go down with this match. These two have went out there and have continued their feud. They were tag team partners in Showdown. They were opponents. They have now again opponents, and they continue to do it. And, listen, it's not that I hate it, but at some point, seeing these matches over and over again, it's like I want to see something new. And, we could very well see B and BC and Jasper Troy winning the NXT Speed Championship based on what we saw last week. We'll see Axiom and Jasper Troy this upcoming Tuesday to see who will go on to face El Grande Americano. But I really thought Jasper Troy would be somebody to go up against Ricky Sings. I don't know. But in the end, and after the dust settles in this match, if it is a stipulation or not, I'm going to say that the one and only Ricky Sings, he's absolute. And he's walking out still your NXT champion after the dust settles. And after it's all said and done, I think it's going to be a good match. Like I said, 25 minutes on the dot for me on that one, I think. And, as I said, I hope it's the last one that we see against them. Again, I love watching them both, but seeing them against each other, kind of just it's the same shit at this point. Imagine if the Lake turns Cutler into BJ Ray or Bubba Ray Dudley. I'm fucking dead. That's actually a good idea. Speaking of BJ Ray, I got to give a shout out to my guy BJ Ray because he gave me a follow on Instagram. And, listen, it's BJ Ray, yada, 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 whatever. But, hey, that's still cool having a wrestler follow you on Instagram. So, shout out to BJ Ray. And that would be so funny to see that happen because it would just bring back the LFG stuff that if you watch season 1, you would get. So, I think that's something that they could do. I think we should see the Hardy Boys from the 90s. Maybe we see the Broken guys, Mr. Willow and Broken Matt Hardy. Maybe we see freaking the old, I don't know. They could do so many things in that. And you guys know when Matt and Jeff, when they get their creative minds going, and I don't know if you guys have listened to the interviews and the podcasts that they've done for those matches and stuff like that, because Matt Hardy has the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy. Go and check it out with him and John Alba. They've talked about all those matches, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of things that go into that. And depending on if that's exactly what it is, a cinematic match, or if it's just like a live match in the compound, I think it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be one of those things that hopefully people, if you have never seen one, you enjoy it, and it's something that we go back and watch. Because for myself, I've definitely went back and watched the ones that the Hardy Boys have done in the past, and I very well might do that again before this Saturday. But those are the matches going down this Saturday, guys. We got 6 of them, or 7 of them, right? 6 or 7. We got 6 of them going down. The show will begin. It is a PLE, pay-per-view, premium live event. You can watch it on Peacock or Netflix internationally. So make sure that you guys come and hang out. We will be live this Saturday for the show. Come and hang out. I still don't know if I should change the thumbnail or not. Guys, let me know in the chat. Should we update the thumbnail or should we just leave it the way it is? I don't know. I'm debating still. We'll let you know. But we still got one more thing to do here today, guys, because you guys know Thursday nights are now trivia night here on the channel. So in 2 hours at 6 o'clock, an hour before OTM guys go live, and an hour before we watch the Vikings and the Chargers on Thursday night. Come and hang out as we supposedly to this website, it is the hardest WWE. No, that's the other one. It is the hardest WWE quiz ever. So we'll see if that's the case. I don't know, but we'll talk about it. We'll have a good time, and we'll see how we do. J-Dog hopefully will be here to help me keep track again, but it's the hardest WWE quiz ever, according to this website, howstuffworks.com. I don't know how many questions. Figure it out. It's 5 minutes? Really? That's it? You're telling me it's only 5 minutes? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And if it is only 5 minutes, then we'll find another one. So, guys, come and hang out. It's trivia night on Tino's time. It's 6 o'clock. It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We got that. OTM, Thursday Night Football. A lot of going down. A lot of things are happening here on the channel and all over the world. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, not Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday if you are not going to be here for trivia night. I appreciate y'all, as always, coming and hanging out. Go and make sure you go and check out the OTM guys. They go live at 7 o'clock. Ian and Kyle, they are on the road to 500. Go check out the Main Event Network. We're on the road to 300 over there. Go and check out your boy Tino, the Southside Boys, all that good stuff. But before you go, double check, triple check, hit that like button, subscribe on the road to 4K. And lastly, guys, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which, as I said, will be tonight for Trivia Night. I'll see you guys in 2 hours for Trivia.
fall in my pretty little web of lies? But you wanna fall just to see me catch, gonna eat you alive. So you wanna fall in my pretty little web of lies? But you wanna fall just to see me catch, gonna eat you alive. You've done enough, I know. Do you think I'm a joke? Holding on a glimpse of hope, change your tone, cigarette smoke match, and strike a pose. Hearts are intertwinable. I'm known to be unlikable, unhushable, just fuckable. Dangerous, you say that I'm dangerous. You're the one who's failing us. An elaborate spell I'm choking up. No, and I know I should let it go. Got my self-control when I went to ghost. Lost my inner soul. Open up and close, open up, I'm close. Taking off your clothes, taking off your clothes. Say you wanna fall in my pretty little web of lies. But you wanna fall just to see me catch, gonna eat you alive. Say you wanna fall in my pretty little web of lies. But you wanna fall just to see me catch, gonna eat you alive.
Wanted dead or alive, see the pain in your eyes. Can I swallow my pride? But I wanna just die. Kill what's ever inside. It's not one of a kind. I'm not one to decide. You're not one of my side. Craving emotions. I hope when you notice. Relax that I'm losing my focus. Relaxing to cope. And I'm loving you broken and choking the walls. And I'm pulling them closer. It's over. I'm putting up borders. You down to make out in the morning. Man, about to fall. Gonna lose it all. It's just clear to see. I look to my left. I can see what's right. Demons are chasing me.